Good Saturday morning, everybody. Welcome to Yemba, Yoga Movement, Breathwork, and Awareness. So nice to have you here. So nice to know you're going to take good care of yourselves. Those of you who know me, which is all of you on the screen right now, know that I'm a movement nerd and have been passionate about it since my 20s. And I've studied and gotten quite skilled in several fields of study. And I continue to study those fields, and I've continued to integrate them into my practice as parts working together. And talking about working together, there's many, many things that are essential for working together. But the first components of importance from my perspective, and that's a general term, general importance, because you may have a knee issue or an ankle issue, but for the overall health and well-being and regulation of our autonomic nervous system for movement, it's the first movement I ever studied in the Feldenkrais method. I learned the pelvic tilt, 12 to 6 o'clock rocking motion. And that's been my guideline ever since in terms of its importance. The connection, it's not just a pelvic tilt, it's the connection between the sacrum and the occiput. Today, I really want to encourage you to get better at it. No matter how good you think you are, how good I think I am, I'm continually getting better at it. So it's smooth, it's effortless, and they're connected. Because the more the occiput and the sacrum connect, the more the parts in between, which we can't ignore, they're very important as well, start to come together so that when we focus on the stuff between them, we start to have more of a connection with them because we get these two parts moving. But the key I want to make is that the subtlest of tilts, when we're doing them the way we learned in the beginning, should lead to a passive connection up into the occiput so that the two of them are rocking, and oftentimes they're rocking in counterbalance. That starts to get the joints moving. So if you have rusty hinges in your joints, if you're getting up into my realm of age, you do have rusty hinges. These movements are wonderful. So are many, many, many other movements, but here's the kicker. These two movements are foundational for absolutely everything else you do. Even those things you do that you don't want to move them, not moving them and having control over how much you move them or whether you move them or whether you move them more. Having control over that leads to the control over everything else in between and connecting down. So we're going to play with that concept. Lie down, take Shavasana. Feel your sacrum. That's the bone that the two pelvic bones connect into in the back. And then the sacrum connects up into your spine. So everything from your feet up into your ankles, knees, hips, go into the pelvic bones, which go into the sacrum, which connect right into your lower back. So as soon as you start the sacrum, you're starting a connection all the way down into your feet. And then when you start the sacrum, you want to start as fluid, easy, effortless. Always think that you are not anywhere near that ease and effortless that you can get to, because I guarantee you after starting in 1980, starting to do this movement, the very basic tilt, I keep getting better. So feel your occiput now. And the occiput comes up out of the neck, and the occipital bone really connects into every other cranial bone in your face, either directly or indirectly. And so you have your whole body integrated and connected from these two areas. So now let's reach through our heels and reach through our thumbs. And again, just get a sense of how your sacrum and your occiput are lying on the floor. They're foundational in cranial therapy, in the movement of spinal fluid and the pumping of your brain tissue. When they connect together, the rest of the body has a much greater chance of being whole. And just get a sense of how they're connecting onto the floor, just listening to them. Wonderful. And bend your knees. Take your palms, piggyback just below your navel, and very gently begin to rock your pelvis. And this is a connection. When you're rocking your sacrum, well, the sacrum connects into the root chakra, and that's all the way down to the feet. So your feet connect through the ankle, knee, hip complex into your pelvic bones, and it rocks the sacrum. So sacral occipital movement. Can you let your neck go and let the feet, ankle, knee, hip complex, as you gently rock your sacrum, move up through the rest of your spine, which may be tight and rigid, but at least start to get an inkling of your occiput rocking harmoniously, beautifully. I have explored doing a lot of these. I've explored doing minimal, many times short amounts, and I tell you, this is a very powerful movement, and so many other movements grow out of this.